We were half an hour late taking off, and as we were flying along, there was a goods train chuckling along, and from the front turret, Ron said, "Can I have a go, Joe?" A bit reluctantly. Joe said, "Well, yeah, all right then." So Ron opened up with these little 303s. What we didn't know was it wasn't just a goods train, it was an armoured goods train, and it replied with rather more than 303s. We knew he'd been hit, we heard it and we felt it, but it didn't seem to impede the aircraft, so we pressed on. And that was how we found the Zorba, and that's when the trouble really started. From the marking point for our start to the dropping point, 7 seconds. If I wasn't satisfied, I called dummy run. If Joe wasn't satisfied, he just pulled away. After about the 6th or 7th of these, a voice from the rear turret, "Won't somebody get that bum out of here?" And I had to realise how to become the most unpopular member of crew in double-quick time. Neither Joe nor I said anything to each other, but I'm sure we both realised that the lower we got, the easier it would be to estimate the dropping point. There was no bomb sighting, it was pure estimation. On the 10th run, we were down to 30 feet. And when I said bomb gone, "Thank Christ," came from the rear turret. It was nose up straight away before you hit the hills on the other side. So I didn't see the explosion, but Dave did. And he estimated that the tower of water went up to about 1,000 feet. So then we set course for home. And that was when I saw what for me was the highlight of that whole raid. Our route took us over what had been the Moan Dam. There was water everywhere. It was just like an inland sea. And so, yes, we got back, and looking out of the perspex, the flight engineer said, "We've got a burst tyre, skipper." So he taxied round to dispersal, having examined the aircraft. He started by giving us a right rollicking for getting his aircraft shot about so much. And then he explained the shot that we'd heard and felt had entered the starboard undercarriage nacelle, had burst the tyre en route, had then passed through the wing and landed in the roof just above the navigator's head. How lucky can you get? But we got away with it. The ghastly thing of the whole evening was that 19 aircraft had taken off. 3 had returned for various reasons. Of the 16 that went on, only 8 came back, and that was a tremendous loss for one squadron, for one night's raid. And whilst the bars were open in the messes and drinking was going on, I'm quite convinced that drinking was not because of any success there'd been on the raid, but in commiseration with those that wouldn't be coming back to us after that raid. And there's so many empty chairs, it just wasn't true. And the WAF waitresses, many of them were in tears. And I think some of their boyfriends were amongst those that weren't coming back. And the chiefie said, "You'd better go back to bed, girls. You may feel a little better in the morning." And they did just that. I have to say, strange as it may seem, I enjoyed my war. I felt what I joined for in the first place was to get at that so-and-so Hitler. And that was why I enjoyed it so much. But I get him done what I thought needed to be done. I have to say that I think the RAF Benevolent Fund does wonderful work. It looks after not only the veterans, but the present-day Air Force personnel as well. It provides them sometimes with homing, sometimes with money, always with some care. And I think the RAF family is the apt name and the very accurate one for it. Thank you benevolent fund for all that you do, and may you still continue to do so.